saw the past week where Team South Africa really made the country proud on the world stage, delivering gold standard performances. And this was happening at the 2025 World Athletics Relays in Guangzhou, China. The men's 4x100 meters and the 4x400 meter relay teams, they both stormed to gold medals. Whilst the women's 4x400 meter team, they added a brilliant bronze, and they describe it as a performance that was full of heart, speed and unity. And so for more on this, we are going to be joined by Mr James Moloi, President of Athletics South Africa, Zakithi Nene, as well as Leendert Koekemoer, one of the stars, of course, of the 4x400 meter relay team that stormed to gold and broke the national record in the process. A very good afternoon to all three of you. Thank you for joining us here on the SABC at this hour. All right, if you all can hear me, James, I want to start with you. And we're obviously just looking at the performance of Team South Africa. Hearty congratulations to all of you. And thank you for flying the flag high. Double gold, bronze as well. The emotions watching all of this. Tell us what was happening as the results were coming through. I know for one, I was thoroughly entertained. Okay, it seems like James is not there, but I can see Zakithi and Leendert. You guys are obviously on the line there. Leendert, congrats to you. I mean, you're young and already you are a world relay champion, and the emotions that you would have had to undergo, the rallying, the behind the scenes, the motivational talk between the team members. Tell us what was happening behind the scenes and this inevitable victory for you, flying the flag high for our country.
Basically, yes, it was just probably the training camp that helped us behind the scenes. If it wasn't for that camp, then I don't think we would have did that well. So we basically got to know each other at the camp. So behind the scenes, it was definitely the camp that helped us go through to to get the gold.
And knowing that you were chasing the gold and also the national record, what pressure were you under at that point?
At that moment, I didn't really feel pressure. I just wanted to win. That's all. So, yeah, I just stick to my plan and do what I need to do, and that got us the win.
Okay, well, it was signed, it was sealed, it was delivered. Of course, the results have spoken for themselves, and you guys have really flown the flag high for South Africa, and the excitement continues. And I wonder if we're just looking at how on track you were with your performance. Is there anything that you would want to do differently? What are some of the lessons that you've also learned now that you can perhaps take forward as the competitions continue?
So I wouldn't say I would do something differently. I think I ran a pretty good race, but the main thing is just to stay calm and trust in your team, because if there's no trust in your team, you wouldn't do good. So I think you must trust in your team and just stay calm.
All right, so staying calm is one thing and performing whilst the world is watching is another, especially when qualifications are happening. But I wonder now, amongst your friends, tell us a little bit more about the experience. I mean, you're now a national treasure. Perhaps you're a celebrity now amongst your friends. How is that social dynamic lending for you at 17 years old?
I wouldn't say I'm a celebrity. I also really haven't spoken to my friends yet because I haven't been back to school yet. So I'm going back to school tomorrow. So I'll hear what the kids have to say tomorrow. So yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're going to be welcomed with excitement and jubilation. Thank you for just being part of that amazing team. Zakithi, I believe you're also with us here. And thank you also for making time. We were just chatting to Leendert, and, you know, at 17 years old, he was chatting about what this meant for him. Emotionally, tell us about your experience and the plan, the race strategy. We were on the edge of our seat watching this, and you guys delivered. You honestly delivered.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, man. Leander was actually my roommate throughout the whole trip, so he was just like a full-on bubble of energy that I had to try and handle. But yeah, man, it was just good to see the excitement on his face. And yeah, I think, well, for me, you know, like, I think the most important thing has always been like contributing to the team's success. You know, like, I've been part of the relay setups with Team South Africa for the past 5-6 years now, and, you know, just being able to go out there and actually execute what we wanted to execute on the day, you know, because it's been like a very like a long-term plan, you know, trying to get the buy-in of all the other athletes, you know. And I feel like right now we're just on the right wavelength, and everyone's just like bought into the whole system, you know. And yeah, you know, like, I think I think the gold medal, was just like a true reflection of where South African sprinting is right now, and we're just ready to take on the world.
Yeah, well, it's not just RSA, it's DNA, right? You guys successfully
Yeah.
executed the race strategy. And, I actually wonder what is going through your mind, because with relay, I mean, there's issues of false starts, which can disrupt everything. There's that point zero margin that one has to really account for, but then also handing over the baton and not dropping it, right? Tell us a little bit more about that mental prowess and stamina that has to go in, and perhaps not overthinking it.
Yeah, it's actually much easier with the relay, because like the pressure is shared and split like amongst the 4 athletes that are there, or the 6, whatnot. So it's less stressful. But all you want to do, honestly, is just go out there, grab the baton, and set up the next athlete, put them in a much better position than when you got the baton. So I think with the fact that like the pressure's like divided amongst the 4 of us, it just brings that team feeling into like an individual sport. And like I enjoy relay setups, less pressure, and so I think that's why I've always been one to advocate for relays in South Africa, because I've always seen the potential that we had.
Okay, Leendert and Zakithi, I'm going to bring you back into the conversation for closing remarks, but I just want to also bring James Moloi into the conversation. James, of course, you're the president of Athletics South Africa, and we've obviously seen the phenomenal output and results from our team. I wonder if you could just, speak to the feat and already what precedence has been set, perhaps as we look at the rest of the racing calendar, and what's in store as our athletes continue to shine.
Yeah, from our side, Athletics South Africa, we make it a point that we give the opportunity to these youngsters, because if you can check most of our team members that are running the relay are the youth. I still remember when we came from the time I was coming to be president. I was within 21 days. We were in Budapest, and people were criticizing us that we didn't get the medal. But I make it a point that I met with the coaches and the athletes who said, let's improve athletics. And yes, indeed, we have put down our structures together for development, and then it's paying back now, because we do have the problem whereby every year, most of the provinces are coming together and compete. High schools and primary schools and universities are competing among themselves. So these are the results of those programs that we are putting together. It's a sort of a project that we are putting, because now we are preparing for Los Angeles. The Jamaica, the Tokyo is coming, but our main goal is the Los Angeles that are still coming. Those young athletes that are running now is the athletes that we are preparing for Los Angeles, and we are still going to put more efforts to the camps, especially the camps. We're going to put the camps together about a month before they can go, so that they can prepare themselves and know each other better.
All right. So, James, thank you for speaking to that. And I wonder, just from your own personal perspective, the emotions that were going through you as the results were trickling in. I mean, there was double gold and bronze. So that was both for men and women's relay. And when we're looking at what you're doing differently, I mean, leadership is an important thing. But what is, happening in terms of getting us to this point? It really is also rallying the nation and bringing us all together once again. It's an important part of SA Inc.
Yeah, what is important is that, especially from our side, because we are running short of the women, we sat together and planned together. We said we need more women in the competitions, because now we never had the mixed team, we never had the women's team, but we put everything together as management. We said our main goal is to take care of our athletes. Let's just put everything together, and so that our athletes can do very well. As long as our athletes are happy, and then we are happy. So we are doing our level best to put everything together and take care of our athletes first. And we are still going to put more efforts to our athletes, so that we can have more teams and stronger teams than this one that we're going to get. I'm giving you a plus minus 4 years. You will see the miracles. We will have a headache in terms of who to pick up in the team and to put them together. But for our effort, we are putting everything together for our athletes going forward.
All right. So, James, I mean, all that's left, of course, is to watch the rest of the sporting calendar as, they continue to represent and fly the flag high. Thank you as well for your leadership and what you're achieving on that front. It would be nice to get some closing remarks, but we have to end the conversation there. Again, thank you to Leendert Koekemoer as well as Zakithi Nene and James Moloi, President of Athletics South Africa. The weighing in South Africa, of course, continues to shine at the World Athletics Relays. There was 2 gold, 1 bronze for Team South Africa. Africa, and we continue to wish them all the best of luck as they continue to shine.